It is another day to bring you business updates from here and across the world. Welcome to this episode of the Business Roundup. My name is Maureen Babidie. Let's have a look at the highlights. Parliament has considered a supplementary budget to the tune of 8.104 trillion shillings, categorized in three respective schedules. Uganda's oil boom, local businesses urged to invest in tech and partnerships for economic growth. The Federation of SMEs decries high cost of digital devices and calls for policy review to promote digital inclusion. And on the regional scene, Mali's new mining code to boost revenues and strengthen sovereignty. For these and more, sit tight. Parliament has considered a supplementary budget to the tune of 8.104 trillion shillings, categorized in three respective schedules. The funds include 1.696 trillion shillings under Schedule 2 that brings hope to the road infrastructure projects which had stalled for long after government suspended the activities due to lack of funding. More critical oil roads have been considered in the new development. Take a look.
The House, chaired by Speaker Anita Among, has extended the resource envelope for financial year 2025-2026 to 80.480 trillion shillings from 72.376 trillion shillings, which was approved in May 2025. This follows the supplementary budget passed by the House, which returned from recess on Tuesday afternoon.
79.46 billion for procurement of handy horse for 7 million households. So soon we are going to have handy horse.
The supplementary budget was categorized into three schedules, including the mandatory funding, which falls within the 3% of the approved budget. This witnessed a tune of 1.652 trillion shillings, including shillings 656 billion required for classified expenditure, welfare and special operations by the President.
Uganda Police Force to ensure that there is adequate policing during elections. 183.03 billion.
The chairperson of the Budget Committee, Patrick Isiaji, presented the schedules, which brings a sigh of relief to the road sector. Government recently suspended 7 major road constructions due to lack of funding. The House has considered up to 1.69 trillion shillings to arrest the inconsistencies. Among the key roads include the Mubende-Chenjojo, Jinja-Kampala Highway, Tororo-Busia, Nakauka-Kisubi, Nakauka-Nateite, and Nakauka-Maya Road, among others.
Kamuli, you connect properly. This is for the former speaker and the current speakers implemented.
More critical oil roads, especially in the oil city, have also booked spaces in the supplementary budget considered. The MPs hailed government for considering the funding for the road infrastructures.
So the request being laid in here, I hereby support it on behalf of the people of Bale, Kayunga district.
The additional resources accommodate the 469 billion shillings to Electoral Commission to organize the 2026 general elections. This is amid concerns that the biometric voter verification system, as acquired by the EC, could create more hardships in the election process.
Colleagues, let's take note that Electoral Commission has managers organized and brought machines, but they need money to make the payments. It was not provided for those biometrics.
Ibrahim Semujunganda claimed in his minority report that most of the items presented did not qualify to be emergencies. He accuses the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development of smuggling more items contrary to what was presented in the Budget Committee.
The minister brought 6 trillion, the chair is reading 8. Even me, a member of the committee, senior member, I don't know how they rose from 6 to 8. Items can be smuggled in or removed before formal tabling. Yesterday we even had a throat food factory with no money, with no source of money, but it had also been put here.
Important to note is also funds of about 7.9 billion shillings to facilitate the commission of inquiry into a land dispute which was instituted in 2023 but lacked capacity to function. Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
As Uganda moves closer to the oil and gas production phase, local enterprises have been urged to scale up, invest in technology, and build strategic partnerships to bridge the gap between petroleum development and broader economic transformation. This follows the 6th Annual National Content Conference and the launch of the 2025 to 2030 Petroleum Authority of Uganda Growth Strategy in Kampala.
With the oil and gas production phase approaching, opportunities for Ugandan participation remain vast. However, enterprises must enhance quality assurance, embrace technology, and collaborate with international partners.
We are also looking at how do we exploit the whole value chain, like right from upstream, midstream, downstream. We must own it. What are we going to produce? How do we use it ourselves? And now we are looking forward to first oil out. What is it? How do we benefit from the first oil out? But most importantly, we should be looking at not short gains that we shall get from production of oil. We should be looking at long-term gains. How do we commit the funds that we are going to generate from the production of petroleum?
We need to see how do we use the oil resources to ensure that long after the oil is gone, we have something to rely on. How do we build a non-oil economy out of the oil resources that we are going to get? How do we ensure that the next generations who will not see the drilling of the oil are enjoying the benefits of the oil? So what kind of economy are we going to grow? We need to grow and finance the non-oil economy using the oil revenues that we have today.
This year's conference themed Beyond Drilling, Cultivating a Legacy of Empowered Nationals and Enterprises in Uganda's Oil Age, focused on equipping Ugandan entities with knowledge and strategies for meaningful participation.
The oil and gas sector has contributed to skilling individuals, but has also contributed to building enterprises. There are also enterprises whose capacity has been built through joint venturing. I think there are close to 40 joint ventures that the Petroleum Authority has approved, and these joint ventures are working with, they are Ugandan companies working with international companies to deliver goods and services, so their technology is increasing along the way.
Government reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring that the oil and gas sector drives value retention, job creation, and regional integration under the tenfold growth strategy.
We must invest the fund that we get now from exploration and the extraction of oil, turn it into development of infrastructure which is long-lasting, developing the capacity, the human capacity, developing the enterprises which will continue the gains that we are making from the short gains now.
The Petroleum Authority also unveiled its 2025-2030 strategic plan to promote industrial competitiveness and long-term sustainable growth. Charlotte Amuge for UBC.
In more news, the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, partnering with the International Trade Center Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition, have embarked on an initiative to review Uganda Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Policy 2015 and National Standards and Quality Policy 2012. The step is to enable small businesses tap into available markets seamlessly. The event witnessed the launch of the Good Governance Guide for Uganda's quality infrastructure institutions.
During the launch of Good Governance Guide, trade sector players say building quality-driven production systems for micro, small and medium enterprises will unlock economic potential.
Uganda's economic history is deeply intertwined with performance, resilience and the competitiveness of our micro, small and medium enterprises. They form 98.8% of all enterprises. They contribute 75% of our GDP and employ 77 outperform workforce. They are therefore not just participants in our economy, they are its backbone. Yet we know the challenges they face. One, limited access to affordable finance, low productivity, gaps in innovation, technological capacity, and persistent difficulties in meeting quality and standard requirements.
The review of business policies will bridge gaps which have been preventing them from accessing regional and international markets.
So by the end of today, we aim to have a clear roadmap for policy reform that unlocks tangible growth for MSMEs and strengthens standards across all sectors.
These improvements will reduce operational costs for businesses, improve product quality, expand export opportunities, and attract FDI.
Trade experts and private sector foundations believe building demand-driven policies for micro, small and medium enterprises are crucial for quality compliance at global markets.
It is important for Uganda because we are at such a very important time in our lives, where as a country we are aspiring to grow our economy tenfold. And I believe strongly that can only be when we are competitive in what we produce to access both the local and the external or global markets. And that can only happen if whatever you're producing, regardless of the amount, regardless of where you're producing it from, is competitive. No longer competitive on the local markets, but globally.
Limited willingness by micro, small and medium enterprises to adopt to quality adherence has also been raised as a concern. Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
Uganda Electricity Generation Company Limited has posted strong financial and operational results for the year ended 30th June 2025, sustained by the first full year of generation from the 600 megawatt Karuma hydropower plant. This was highlighted at the company's 15th annual general meeting held at the Ministry of Finance. We have the details.
At its 15th annual general meeting in Kampala, the company announced a 40% jump in revenue to 492.3 billion shillings, driven by higher dispatch across its hydropower fleet and Karuma's contribution.
We registered a profit of 25 billion amidst all those challenges, and we were able to grow our revenues from 350 billion to 492 billion.
Profit after tax, however, dropped to 25 billion shillings, which management attributed to increased operating costs, higher depreciation, and interest obligations linked to the on-lent Karuma loan.
Some industrial parks have not been connected, so it hurts to have a capacity to generate, and you are not generating because there is no consumption.
On legacy assets, UEGCL reported continued negotiations with the EU and French government and the Naluba-Alechira rehabilitation program, a long-term overhaul that is expected to extend the life of the historic complex. On Isimba, the company is presenting rehabilitation plans, starting with a cabinet paper presented to Parliament early in 2026.
We are dispatching the power. We are getting money from the electricity generated from Isimba, about $4 million a month. It's a good plant. That's why we are concerned about its safety. It is the safety issues that we are handling.
Management acknowledged sector-wide liquidity constraints, but said that cost optimization, digital transformation and renewable projects will be central to improving returns and supporting Uganda's energy targets. Wadulo Arnold Mark for UBC News.
In another development, the Federation of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises has called on the government through the Uganda Communications Commission to urgently address the high prices of digital devices. John Walugembe, the Executive Director of the Federation, emphasizes the need for a robust policy framework that includes subsidizing these devices to promote digital inclusion.
At the Digital Economy Dialogue organized by Federation of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises in partnership with Uganda Communications Commission, experts discussed Uganda's progress toward digital transformation.
We need to discuss. Everyone is trying to do certain things in the digital economy space, but we need to work together, especially on the area of policy reform. The business environment is riddled with many contradictory policies. For instance, why do we have excise duty on mobile phones? It's self-defeating. If you're talking about digital, it can't happen without cheap mobile phones, smartphones especially. So the starting point is we need to tell our policymakers, let smartphones come in tax-free as a starting point.
Stakeholders urged government and development partners to improve digital training for SMEs to enhance business growth.
Government, we're also trying to convince central government, what if we reduce these taxes? But we're not saying reduce the taxes completely off, but netting them off. For example, we could reduce taxes on the lower entry smartphones and you bring this tax on the higher smartphones. Basically, government is not losing any tax, but you're just pushing it to a higher phone so that our people are able to afford.
The Federation is advocating for government subsidies on digital devices to make them more affordable.
The fundamental issue that we need to tackle as an ecosystem or as an industry is really identifying what is meaningful for the business that can get them to put their money into this. And that has to be solutions that really allow them to access finance.
We shouldn't waste a lot of time reviewing, drafting. We already have enough policies. In fact, for me, we can even just change the year on the existing policy and just continue to execute.
Development partners are urged to employ flexible purchase models, including installment payments to ease device acquisition for small businesses.
There are efforts both from our side and other partners in this space to try to get payment plans. So how do you make it more affordable for a person or a business to acquire a smartphone using kibanja mpola, like they say. So payment plans that make it affordable.
Uganda's digital journey requires strengthened digital skills to enhance inclusion, equity, financial access and enterprise growth. Abdunasele Lowama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
The Uganda High Commission in Pretoria has launched the Southern Africa Tourism Roadshow in Johannesburg, kicking off a week of engagements to promote Uganda and strengthen tourism cooperation, trade partnerships and regional market linkages across the region.
And a warm welcome to the official launch of the Uganda Travel Trade Roadshow Southern Africa of travel trade professionals from across Southern Africa. I thank each of you for joining us as we begin a week of engagement, exchange, and partnership building that will shape the future of our regional and continental tourism. This roadshow is a timely and strategic mission. Over the next 9 days, our delegation will visit 6 dynamic cities, including the Great Johannesburg, where we are, Durban, Cape Town, Gaborone, Windhoek, and Harare.
South Africa tour operators have always heard that Uganda is home to more than 50% of the world's remaining gorillas. They've been shocked to know that our product is beyond the mountain gorillas. Uganda has a very, very deep, varied product offering, from cultural tourism to religious tourism to adventure to the nightlife. There's so much. They were in awe of what Uganda has to offer. They couldn't believe that Uganda has much more than the gorillas. So this has been a very eye-opening platform for all of them to understand what Uganda has to offer and why Uganda is the Pearl of Africa. Uganda is the Pearl of Africa because of the depth, the range and variety of its tourism offering.
Last year, we had the maiden roadshow, and indeed we were able to track that there has been a spike in the number of visitors that are traveling from South Africa and the 5 other countries that I've mentioned. Our interest, especially knowing that South Africa is having one of the most robust tourism sectors. It receives premium visitors from around the world, from Europe and all of that. It is now critical for the industry players in Uganda and in Southern Africa to come together to discuss opportunities and start to engage in joint destination marketing. So packages will be created where the Ugandan counterparts, the South African tourism operators, will now be on a daily basis selling Uganda also as part of their package, and the counterparts in Uganda will be doing the same.
Mali is rolling out a new mining code designed to increase the state's share of revenues and enhance economic sovereignty. Officials say the reforms raise the government's stake from around 20% to as high as 35% when local companies are involved.
Mali, Africa's third largest gold producer, has concluded a long-running standoff with Barrick Gold. Both sides agreed to drop all charges, release detained employees, and the provisional administrations of the mine, and allow Barrick to regain operational control. Barrick will withdraw its arbitration cases, while Mali has extended the mine permit for 10 years. The company will also sign the 2023 mining code, a central point of tension as Mali seeks a greater share of mining revenue.
The 2019 mining code was still based on principles inherited from the 1991 framework. Under that older system, the state received only about 20% of revenues. With the new provisions introduced in the 2023 mining code, this share can reach 30% and up to 35% when local companies are involved. In other words, we are seeing a significant increase between 15% and 20% depending on the setup, representing a major step forward for public finances and for the country's economic sovereignty.
Officials say additional revenues will support social protection and community development in mining regions. Analysts, however, note that the new policy environment will require investors to adapt to stricter regulations and increased state oversight.
The role of any state is to safeguard the public interest. As you know, Loulo-Gounkoto is the second largest gold mine in Africa and ranks among the 10 largest gold mines in the world. Loulo-Gounkoto accounted for 1/3 of Mali's mining revenues, yet it represents only 14% of Barrick Gold's mining income, Barrick being the second largest gold producing company in the world. This dispute was therefore a lose-lose situation. Neither party gained from it. As you can see, there were 8,000 Malian employees at Loulo-Gounkoto, and the opportunity costs were very high, better late than never. But this dispute could have been resolved much earlier than now.
The revival of this revenue also represents a key lever for strengthening social protection and supporting communities that often bear the full impact of fluctuation in the mining sector.
This is also one of the state's key recommendations with the signing of this agreement. All subcontractors, companies, and service providers who had placed their workers on temporary layoff or even laid them off will resume their activities. This is already a very significant step within the agreement.
The settlement may ease tension, but it also signals deeper reforms in Mali mining governance. The coming months will show whether the new framework boosts both sovereignty and investor confidence. Mamadou Tapili, CGTN, Bamako.
The school holiday is the perfect time to instill business acumen and financial literacy in your children. If your child is tech savvy, they can leverage their digital skills, for example, designing simple graphics like logos, flyers for local businesses, website maintenance, with parental guidance, of course. Otherwise, thank you so much for staying with us from the beginning to the end of the show. My name is Maureen Babidie. Goodbye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Power your moment. Techno, the global partner of AFCON 2025.
From Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, a powerful story is unfolding, one of opportunity and transformation. Uganda's oil and gas journey is driven by its people. Through national content development, the Petroleum Authority of Uganda ensures that Ugandans remain at the forefront of this journey. To date, Ugandan companies have secured contracts worth over $2.2 billion, representing nearly 30% of all contracts awarded. The National Suppliers Database showcases over 2,300 Ugandan companies, connecting them to sector opportunities and demonstrating Uganda's growing competitive capacity. Employment in the sector has surpassed 150,000 jobs, with over 90% held by Ugandans. More than 14,000 Ugandans have acquired globally recognized technical skills backed by international certification. To build on this momentum, 15 training institutions across Uganda now offer internationally accredited programs. The National Oil and Gas Talent Register serves as a dynamic platform matching skilled professionals with job opportunities in the sector. Technology transfer is actively promoted through over 35 joint ventures and strategic equipment donations to vocational and technical institutions, driving innovation and capacity enhancement. Through conferences, skills expos, and supplier development programs, the private sector is being prepared to seize both current and future opportunities. At the heart of regulating these developments for the last 10 years stands the Petroleum Authority of Uganda, with a mission of creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio, take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Genshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Gaga your way to Morocco with Uganda Cranes and MTN. Simply buy a Gaga bundle by dialing *100 *0# and stand a chance to win a fully paid trip to Morocco. Gaga your way to Morocco with Uganda Cranes and MTN. Together, our fire is unstoppable. Fire! MTN. Terms and conditions apply. MTN Uganda is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation. When people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they are supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned or what we have stopped is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887 and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
Akatimba. This is catfish. Muruganda, what we call remare. This done by the ghetto youth through the peace that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni provided to us. Because it is through that peace that we have also have the chance to make ponds.
COVID-19 yatuyisa bubi nnyo. Olwo ekibuga batugobye. Enjala etugobye yo. Tetulina gye tuddabe twali tubba musiba mu bikomera temukyafuluma ennaku n'etuluma. Mpaka etwafuna omuzira Kisamama Esther aliyo Mitiyana. Negatibako ne Muzeyi Jeno Sale. Batukunganya mu bungi. Batutwala ku Macheda ne batusomesa okusima ebidiba. Ngeje twalina enjala ennyingi ennyo. Mbeera eyo ngana mwe mwagiraba. Tetwasomana nnyo. Tubagabana ffe twagala kukola. Kubanga nze kati olwaleero bwe mbabuulira engeri gye nali njiribamu e Kampala yinza okubasenga nafa. Kubanga nze nasanyukanga nnyo bagwe nkukubya akayinja ku mutwe simuyonji tutte mukyala wange nakulya bulungi n'abaana. Bambi ogenda okaba nange kinnumamuko naye nga ate kye mbalina okukola ki okukola okutaasa famire yange. Olwaleero project ene tuyambye nnyo yakyusa obwongo bwaffe.
This project has also helped us to improve on our minds. Say how? Because for now we have learned how to save and we have learned how to handle money. Are you seeing my colleagues? Those they are experts. This one can make a pond using his practical skills.
Ekintu kino kyemulaba abavubuka bano kati kye bali mu kukola kino ekidiba kati tuddamu kidde. Buli we mumala okugyamu ebyennyanja oluvannyuma lw'omwaka muddamu ne mukiseetinga buto ne musobola okubeera nga muzzaamu ebyennyanja ng'era biri ku mutindo. Kyovola mulabamu pipe ziziri wali eri nga bwe muziraba.
For us, let us be the example of the ghetto youths in Uganda. Because other ghetto youths in Uganda they're outside there crashing for the bubble wine. No, we also need change, but you first see, you need change. But what is the repercussion after change?
Baganda bafaamu abaali wano bali mutegeera ekintu ekyo nti campaign zigenda kuggwa togenda kuddamu kulaba Bobi Wine obaani wabula nga gwe olumu osibiddwa mu namba y'abantu bamanyi toliimu naye nga gwe ogobererwa $5,000 nze navuganga piki naye ng'esinga tutwalayo si $5,000 kubba masimu abapiki bagera banyakula busawo bakola batya kyobula bw'osanga omuntu omukulembeze nga alina abantu bangi ne bonna tebabeera babi oli yazze kubbira ku mukolo gwe kale ebintu ng'ebyo senga omuntu ojja n'obeera n'emyezi 2 obwongo bwo bukyuka tetoyinza kunziza Kampala kubanga lwaki kikyasobola genda nga nvuga piki mu nkuba enduulu n'emyaka gyange ndaba tegikyabisobola. Kati twafuna emirimu gyaffe tulunda mmale buli ku makya tusula tulowooza bino byetukeereramu tubivaamu nga tukooye twebase.
Nakaseke district was officially granted district status and became operational on August 11, 2005. Carved out from the Mother Luwera district with its headquarters at Butalangu.
Nakaseke
people, most of them in the North constituency, are livestock keepers. While in South and Central, for them they are agriculturalists. But economically, coffee is a lot actually. Since the inception of OWC, the security situation in Nakaseke is relatively calm.
In the early 1980s, the current Nakaseke district was the epicenter of the revolutionary that ultimately brought the NRM government, led by Yoweri Museveni, to power.
Where that industrial park is located was the headquarters of Kabalega unit. For us, it had a very big historical perspective. That's why we are so happy that it has come to some level of development, because we are still at 40%. By the time we reach 100% of the capacity, many people will be talking about it.
President Yoweri Museveni nze mwenyumirizamu kubanga bwe twali mu nsiko yatugamba bw'otalo luligwa Kapeka ngenda mufuula Mekka. Ekyamazima kati yafuuka Mekka kubanga waafuuka ekyobulambuzi ng'akwataganye ne muto we Jenosali Musalekandwanaho baatuleetera programu y'okuzimba amakolero.
The Kapeka Industrial Park is a major gain, employing over 15,000 people in various factories and contributing significantly to local employment.
Here we are in Kapeka Industrial Park, specifically in Gokta Workwear. We do manufacturing of clothes, workwear, safety wear, and the other kind of clothes. So Namunkekera Industrial Park is well organized and good to help the workers to work and develop and change their lives.
The history of Kapeka, it was one of those designated even by the colonialists to be an industrial space. The transformation that has taken place there now is because of the FDI, for foreign direct investment, and the local contribution was just land. The employees in the park are almost equal to the employees outside the park who are self-employed.
Ng'otalo lwakaggwa ze ploti gye nasooka okugula nagigula emitwalo 3 naye kati essaawa zino nga Kapeeka ploti awo naluvula okuliraana amakolero ploti 5 ku 10 nga yakyapa eri mu miliyoni 10. Kitegeeza value y'ettaka yalinnya.
The government, through the Land Fund, has processed land measuring over 1,600 hectares in Nakaseke and compensated landlords to resolve land disputes and prevent tenant evictions.
301 titles were issued out on the villages of Chibubu, Basenero, Chitoto, under Land Fund. We say thank you to the President of Uganda for this initiative. We no longer have Vivanja people on these villages that I've mentioned.
Nsanyuse okulaba eno mu ddwaliro. Enkuba eno okutonda kwayo kabonero gy'oli. Nti olw'ejjanga eno wajja kusangawo ebijjawulo. Abantu b'ekitundu kino balagayo ekisenze era babadde bakuwagira ebbanga ddene.
Enteekateeka y'ekyapa eno tetwasooka gitegeererawo. Twali olwo nga bapunta babaleese bakola ki? Bapima. Twende kulaba nga ate mujje ebape bikoze eki eddala ne bifuluma era biri mmanya gaffe wano. Enteeka yo President yagireeta bwazimba ng'oli ajja n'agamba kati ataawo njagalawo katugeze njagalawo. Oba tolinako nga byabinga bwajjajja oba tobirinaako bwankomeredde. Oluvannyuma twafuna okufuna ekyapa tugamba tukoze tutya nga tugaka tutandike naffe amaka.
I have over 200 acres of which is all occupied by tenants. If the government has money, my appeal is to the government to help my tenants fully buy out the land from us.
Ekibanja kino kye nafunamu ekyapa ng'ekigendererwa ekyaliwo omulamu mukulu gwe twebalizaako General Sale okulumirirwa yatulumiririrwa era bino byonna biriwo ku mukono gwe ku mutwe gwe ku kirooto kye president najja akwasa abantu ebiki ebyapa.
President Museveni yatuwa ebyapa bitufuna obwannannyini kati nensalawo myaka gino mwendi konzi kansalawo okwekozesa nentandika projekiti eno ey'embizi era empeereza bulungi nnyo.
Nakuŋŋaanya abatuuze bonna wano ku kyalo Kitoto ne tugenda ku faamu ng'abamu bagamba pokopoko tebasobola kutuwa ttaka ani asobola okutuwa ettaka.
Nga bw'omanyi era omuddugavu ogamba abasajja bano bayika balina kye batwagalamu batuwa ebyapa ebyobwereere naye munnange tugenda okulaba nga ddala bazze batandise okukuba ettaka lyaffe mangu nnyo batugambye mujje mukole transfer form tuzikoze ebyapa president yazze n'abituwa.
I got to know that there are many land grabbers who come from Kampala and they come this way because it is a village. They take advantage of people of their ignorance. So we resolved in our DSC that we must go out there to sensitize the masses so that the masses can know their rights. Because most of the Wanja holders didn't know their rights. Now that one has reduced. Actually, we want to thank the president who supported our people by paying those titles for our people.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
PDM, changing lives. Koboko district is nestled in the picturesque landscape of West Nile, where communities have embraced the Parish Development Model Program as a pathway to prosperity. Koboko district received 5.9 billion shillings from government for the parish development model, with close to 956 enterprise groups in 59 parishes benefiting from this initiative. Beneficiaries selected enterprises such as coffee growing, goat rearing, maize farming, groundnut growing, and cassava growing, and they are doing well.
Koboko District local government consists of 11 sub-counties. This includes the town councils and the divisions in the municipality. It has 59 parishes, stock wards, PDM was rolled out in Koboko in the financial year 2020-2021.
Parish Development Model is one of the initiatives and designed by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, basically to address the gap, the income gap and the level of livelihood between the Ugandans. And according to statistics, it is between the 39% population that's lacking behind could not achieve their basic needs.
Sako Ligara after Ward 4 government amati Uganda drini in February Excellency, His Excellency President Uganda D Yoweri Museveni Kaguta D idini amani atitanga di fezo titanga idini fe digara andandaro pamvula dakira pamve dap daki indrisar samadu dachi aku amadil kegara fantundu amano zori kisarsi feda amano ko afata amani uto sukurike amusu dikira after the government the Uganda D Award 4 Totonia Gapri, His Excellency President Uganda D Yoweri 7 Kaguta ni atitanga de ne fere samata I batanga du sendo supikuri amatava atitanga de I dika amana sinde doke ngone sako Madrid ni zozo eneva zodo dika.
The parish development model is a lifeline for communities in Arua, providing them with the resources and opportunities to break free from the cycle of poverty.
Wandingola kara kondakilo kara madukawa ku tiuna ngurube, tiuna sokoro, ku banda, teiko, ku basala, ku mbaya. Na yazu PDM na ngola ga lobu atikinda I teringi naga I kondeni kita I bengtoyu naga members club do arumbi naga di PDM la toguse I tomo naga kodo kitana je konda kenina toguse bazinga I kiunda na beriki irumbi na ngola ga sososo bodo katani bosinga na doma ibona ga ikilo modu tikina na ngola ga kodo yani ke ga kajuklo ikile mudu bazi kondanga na denga ramelio lo ku PDM na kodo ya zadi kukara sunyiki senda kine soso isala ga soso ibona ga wandi senda kine sale sunye ibangena ga bo boga de tikida yani kondingo la ga soso ikodo magadi kara kusuki senda kine soso bodo ko ale ai ibona ga namba na ngoto na kikia du mundo ku kara ala ki senda ko ki denga.
With the government funding, we aim to empower those trapped below the poverty line to join the financial economy and build better livelihoods for themselves and their families. These structures serve as the backbone of the PDM program, facilitating financial management, training, and support for community members to effectively utilize their resources.
Yibo ku member laga anyume imeda naga de rie naga kinda de kido mindo dolu poda dinyo nyena ga da momara naga di yibo ku chairperson lo PDM ilo kuna kugeli yibo ku wate naga a committee board of governor kumeda kugeli sena ga da meda mura gele aponda ku doto nade kawa kilo boku su lakini ngola ga rimiro ngada tergini kana ga bai ka kilo boku su tinade kido moga naga di kilo la kawala bazinga nga ingolotani 10,000 meregele kilo nalo magwa di ngola ga nalo bilo gelena sende tena ga kusunye lokoni ka corona tusunye ni pero matiki ndai maimakunda pero maikondi ngola ga lokokona
etikinda pepa le karatinda pepa kifilile ngola ga dumdo nyumdo lonyo ga nyumdo ka klo kawa sani ade na dika klo sela lobu ya filia forms kine ya sonyi duka skarangai kara processing yana makara tikinde ri na kine ri kine na ti kama jibudo kama jibudo na da ya kinde kine muda ri na ya kine elf kama jibudo dumda na nyomo itikina nango tulo ikukuna naklo kawala kile dumda na mana dum dika klo na nagadi togi silama PDM togi kla togu ya lobu itikina na ka klo ko atora rumo kitinda ilo tudure itikina na bale beda lobu iwuda na balo
kulela dia dur mutaji PDM kin
PDM alobu tikina ilo tudure yi anyola kupona na PDM na itikina na rie na tikina ilo tudure rie na kunde bajinga misani gbo kuyendo na gadi kawalaga ko naklo ku extend le ko bani angire rie na ga kunde bajinga akuro mokiwe ya nyola ko duma alkalo president likalo itikina nai sene naga ti PDM kine itikina nai lo todure iko domdo nai okulle penga otiningero kulingla maloko drui ekitaji naga eklo konda kine katen.
The Deputy Chief Administrative Officer, Koboko, Harmane Joku, says the PDM initiative is committed to empowering community members to thrive.
I don't want people to look at PDM as it stands on its own. PDM is coming to give us a push I am standing somewhere, I just need to be pushed. So it's about the mindset that people are going to have. But I must tell you that if as leaders at our level are able to educate people on how best they can choose enterprises and spend PDM money, we are sure that the vision of His Excellency of having the 39% move to the house, to the middle income state, to the money economy is very possible. But let's start changing our mindset ourselves as leaders and then be able to pass the right message to our people.
With the 1 million Uganda shillings per beneficiary and a 3-year repayment period, including a 2-year grace period, government is working towards the transformation of communities burdened by poverty.
And ojatanga were chimuke adonda nyanya daniku amogbendigira suuda mabanya cha amogbendigira alivara magitamba diki kemani muke amogbendirike gunga uziega suchi anyanya mabe the training amane musori after for government of Uganda dini ene amane kitanga dejido matate ila akoni fera ngala awera le tati be dididia
ko government la likalo Uganda lo de ngana bubusina tina de le penga tikinda diri wate ku de kata nini ayunge akumeti sende na kine dai mokunda denge million gele kase kenini obedi ku bubusina le penga kuramya diri wonji wate kinena kabisa atekinda nyola ko wate kine telini tine wate kine domemeti karanga kuku dumelesi karanga kokonda biashara edi biashara na nu da tekina karanga do boku nyola kas karanga ididing ni ibakata yo de nga de kara pedi petes kasela kisenga jimelesi ngo atekinda wate kine bedi boku kwini na kaju imude kata kine bedi karanga wite iparara kata bedi na deni kulia isende ki lo nangba na tikina president lika ngalo naga di government lo yete koru itogu na toko sila kilode kodo kuro romo ke ani lepe ko tiki pete skude do alaki na kunu sende na kunde kodo ama ku gbedi million more kunu sende de kio sende na kunde adira tiki na wate kine bedi apure bo karanga atiki na bedi wate kine naga wale kule pe gbedi joru ku gbedi so ka ku wosa ku gbedi so paka last be na malepenga wudinina lepenga ka ku wosa misana tikinda kwini kasekina ngajo kuliata ku biasara kuliata na kutini babedi do de dena kidoko nenyo naga kaju imude kata na kine atikina bedi apure pararakata bokuru kata ni yani lepenga dona giero kulepenga naga di lepe ka ku bobongo ni wate kine diri kine tina de wonji karana de ba bintu kine kuku memeta tina dena wate kine tine bintu kilo wate na de ba bintu kilo lali akude kilo tine dumda beri karanga memeda botomo ni nade amaropa na ngaji skulu bai karanga girika ngobe di ngote na ibakate nyena ngongota to bedi robo na skulu fees ama dawa ya bedi yote lepena konda kulu ngotade okuru lepe kutoketo wate kine koru ilo ngala nalo magulo nyelo de
aduma jikaya group ni kana longa Amasi Enterprise Group nimutila ga ya dumarlo ikaje kudu fulu ifulu la mai duma dikile katani kabelanga iti tikisende kine ya lungu irumina training ya tiki training kaya sub county ni iwa kalo production lotogolo tikilo nagadi nyumutila mino nyumu pirinaga anabu kudo utuzi ikudu ma dodo gado adri amana togola lude alogui atikinda ibonaga mairumi sena kinede kwa na kumugu na rumi laki bukie na kine katani benaga ikilo kajinaga ita unikatana kudu na dani galadu milsingo kine kango adina rumi ni melisina naga kilomita singmani kango na rentia kota gele ikonta gele na nde katai sulija ibai kukuru bulogu ku nyumuti laga mana kujonga de utulde na do gorundo isu so kaje senna gana ko koro jukine bu worunyo naga iki ko imeli sikatana toto lubulaki msala kwa alfu mera budo isena kine katani na atijilo nyumutu de bo sulija bo yote nyelo jona toto la lude isalaga mana itu ni nyumutu la ile mungu adogana iko tagena katani na rumi kutakilo mukana ikutakila mukana kile katani na jona karanga na dea kilo kadini nalo mundu bangena ganabu benaga na deni kwa yenga ibangelo ya palom sala ingman ki deide belo nyomolo ikikija kilo nyomoko ela gutiaki mukana kilo den na den na irumi ni seneta iyenga kwa laki bukie mera budo dengade kina kukunda naga di imelisi naga je kuduku laki msala kwa alfu mera budo na irumi ni ilaki ifu lagu nyaki bukie kile ukata di kujaki na silingi laki bukie kwa alfu mera budo na gbera kufaida dodolo laki msala ina dekata na kule na gadi na kumetela gadi na wewe kiajo irumi na kotaki mure tinade na ganale itu i kodo ibangela kina to kodo yo ina melesina ina na den dodoga na kunyomoku de laga kutila mana medini kaje mane togolo nilo na romoki rumi ni kude fulu yenga gunya ki meregele ka konya mure de ngade so na den ibangela ile kata ni kina laga kurumi kulfula kulde belaga nalo itu tu sena kinde ngai kilo kitaji nina ibangena kingaji ka mure musala ngero na gbara gelela ga kumetana gadi kina sana kin de toto duruna ku ebani kadina ga na be anga ko na plastare na po plastare ngoni nga ngaji ku kilo na meme da sukuna kara kin oroni kin beti angba na lo logu na mi kina jongara sukuna na kekele yala ga na gbo kumetana gadi do yi kilo ipirna ga be town kina gbedi gbera ibuko kuna kadine enaga do ngero yo ku jona muto ipona pangisa ya magbara kiko na dan ruminyo sendeta ya mana gbara ku kiko la gadi odo kina galere kiko la gadi mana konini business imedana adi mana toko dubali yo mate ngerangero na gbo kunyola do mana gadi kina sena TPDM kina aku jaki adi kina sene kuna ti government ni bai kina senda jaki kutodu doyi nyanaga kiti correct na kina sena kine ku yake la ga piripiri kia yakija piripiri ibe gbara kumetela gadi ibangelo kingaji mani mukana la kile katani yi iwu da left lika ngalo ambiso nalo huliana gadi kasi keke na kine sene kine ti government kine sene kine nyo kine kayanga kine jaki kutodu doyi kedi ko ati government ado kitiki kubangela ga lojo benade so kila gbara kuyola gadi kine ti government yani ke ganyo udo kaya didingi tani kike na kayanga yidududo nalo maguna gadi ikinga jelaga mukana kilo dekatani ki gbedi ku usesi benaga mana solje meda iko duna mana kudino ine katani amiso na nalo kuliana gadi kutiki amonya laga yore kaguta M7 yeta duma gelele patiki na toliba itoliba na le patiki na de atiki na igbo ku freedom laga kuliana bui konda kine ko kona sala ya mindini
so kine area de malipuni na tugasoti ngota subcontinent kaki sonyindo ngutu lukani de ngutu de parish chief so karanga jonga jude a rumbi togole duga ponda kana ga ngutu klo kupondi so kalepe atunda meeting la parish level so matunda duga kula na gai government asundo program ne de nalungu na PDM sende kine sunya na logo I parish ni so minna ga ngutu klo ku bedi group o ma sunyindi ma pondi nde na kurumbi ni kana group ya solija jo so duga bedi dumado na gadi so ka bene ile so ikilo group domindi kiwi tiki karika kene i programa ne katae so nyena mai jonga dini kana group I register ni beri katae.
Meet Mambo Ashraf, the local council chairperson, Koboko. He says the enterprise group members' lives have been transformed by the PDM initiative.
And PDM has reduced cases in the community of financial institutions that have been charging exorbitant rates in terms of their loans. Now women have understood that if you borrow 1 million, at the end of the period you are taking 1,060,000. They compared with other financial institutions, the money lending institutions, the PDM is far better, and it has given more anxiety among the population for this money. As our district politically, our DC has always been on a call, communities demanding for these monies, and the money is not enough. I think if we also revisit our statistics, the percentage of people who are not in the money economy can exceed more than the 39%, according to the press I see my staffs doing all the efforts. These monies, as they are dispersed, they are positive outcomes. As I said, it has reduced issues of domestic violence in the families. It has increased some slight livelihood among the population. Those who have taken money in the rightful season, they're able to receive, I think, the outcomes. Cassava production, maize production.
The commercial officer, Koboko, Ismail Lalib, says the parish development model has led communities to increase their yields, generate income, and provide for their families' needs.
The goal of PDM is to increase household incomes of the 39% subsistence households. Since the inception of PDM in Koboko, we mobilize the households to form enterprise groups, and subsequently we registered the PDM circles in Koboko. We have, as a district, a total of 956 enterprise groups, which translated into the 59 PDM circles across the district, including the municipality. We received 5.9 billion.
The Deputy Chief Administrative Officer, Koboko, Haman Ejoku, says success stories registered under PDM highlight the transformative impact of the government program aimed at uplifting individuals and communities to build sustainable livelihoods and contribute to economic growth.
Our take is that as Koboko, people are benefiting. What we have embarked on now in this season, as we're waiting for the other money to come, more money to come, is to keep educating our community. And a few of them are picking up. But the ones who have given money, who have been following up the money, and they are getting to know that this money is being followed. But all of us need to take responsibility. I am happy our political leadership is very supportive.
Robert Ongina, a goat keeper and beneficiary of PDM, speaks highly of the program. He says the program engages local communities and government initiatives like Operation Wealth Creation, fostering synergy and maximizing the impact of agricultural value chains.
Bamuda marisende fe milionalo aga aje ndriki ga dripi wade ndima njirgara ndida zido kitira ndidi kimutibo aya kala simane azendra mane okorki kiga dripi wado aya kala sidigada mai ndido kidozo maro donre group ba faidra do chiri PDM drisi andre do PDM faidra asimba mundra PDM program de idenga fya kumadila muzora akumadila muzora rusela business madman siere indidri echeng siringa mfedu smazora zota madila ma address specially manda la jo access aru te drusi mado ma adri ba chopi lape muke jo muka la gala rusela ma indria number ro do zobo india na mani zore si asin ma do suwa business madri bi iri ma adri muke asina fe sina what for indri zo asi alagada ma afeda war for program indele government nejidi ne atazo paka mavunga akuwerusi atapura anindra program dilamu inirema maizora la kote anidora program dilamu amaizora.
The Deputy Chief Administrative Officer, Koboko, Haman Ejoku, says the parish development model is not just a program, but a catalyst for change, empowerment, and prosperity.
But if we cannot work as civil servants and push the peasants from subsistence economy, that means we will not be able to do much as a country. So we want to recommit to put our commitment that as Koboko, as the leadership, We're working towards the success of PDM, and want Koboko to be a model district under this PDM, and we shall achieve it.
Koboko District community members extend their heartfelt thanks to President Yoweri Museveni and the leadership of the parish development model for their vision and support.